All right, folks, back on the Bossman show, friend of the show, my guy, coach of the Montana State Bobcats out there in Bozeman, Montana. There's a flight from Atlanta to Bozeman. I know, I checked it myself. It's my man, Danny Sprinkle. What's up, Sprink? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing? Always great to be on this show, man. I couldn't be more excited. We had a little off day today and got the text from you and had to get you in the schedule.
I appreciate it, brother. Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. Back on the road. Hawks basketball is back in full flight, man. I'm excited, brother.
So you were cutting out just a little bit. You said Hawks
Yeah,
basketball's back
in full flight, brother. It's back in full flight, my guy. We flying high, man. We are the Hawks. We are going high, brother.
I'll tell you what, everybody's excited about the Hawks after the last push in the playoffs last year, and those guys playing so well. They were fun to watch. It's going to be interesting to see how they got a little bit of a target on their back this year.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's gonna be a tough year for us, man. Hey, you got Boston back at full strength.
Yep.
You got Philadelphia still good, even without Ben Simmons. If he's there, not that good. Brooklyn without Kyrie still good. The Knicks should
Yep.
be better. Indiana should be better. Miami was hurt,
Exactly.
so we got a tough sledding, man. We have to defend like crazy.
It's never easy, man, in the league.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
hey, I told the fans in Atlanta, look here, we might not go far as we went last year, but we'll be better. But we might not go far as we went last year because of the matchups and how good
Yeah.
our conference is. And Milwaukee's good. So that's 8 teams before you talk about Atlanta Hawks that are good.
No question. The East has gotten a lot better than it was, 5, 6 years ago.
No doubt, brother, man. For you, my bro, can't believe it's your third year, man, already at Montana State. I mean, we still this 19, man. Like, as if this like it's been that long for you already, Spring? 3 years?
It, no, man, it's flown by. It seems like I was having my first call with you 2 years ago when you were kind of interviewing every first year head coach. And you know, it's gone by fast, but then it's gone by slow because when COVID hit, it's so crazy. It feels like that was like 4 seasons, all the emotions and just everything that everybody had to go through during that 365 days last year, kind of made that season a little bit longer. It felt like a couple seasons, but it's been a blast. It's fun. We got a great group of guys, they're fun to work with, my staff, and then the players. I mean, it's not a job. I haven't even been working. And so, very fortunate for that.
Man, you got 13 wins in a COVID year, man. I mean, come on. Winning record in a COVID year in the Big Sky Conference, not a conference is very tough, man. So I know it wasn't the result you wanted, but you have to feel good that you guys got 13 wins in one of the hardest years you're ever gonna probably encounter as a head coach, probably.
Yeah, no question. And we played a really good schedule. It wasn't like we were playing, like something we were playing 5, 6 non-Division I teams. I mean, we played, at UNLV, at Portland, at Pacific, at Washington State. That was the non-conference. And then even in our conference, we played, I believe, 3 or 4 more away games than we did home games. And so the games that we actually had canceled because of COVID reasons, I think four of the 6 were home games. And so, we were kind of the road warriors last year, which was good. I mean, it was actually nice to get out and get into a hotel and you could kind of be with your guys, because you never knew when you were going to get shut down last year. So, it was, like you said, it was great to get that many wins during that year, but now it's a new season, man. You got to take another step.
Now, how hard was it for getting games this year, Spring? Because I know having a winning record, guys don't really want to play you because your teams play hard and defend like crazy. So how hard was it getting games this year, knowing that you all had a winning record in the COVID year and guys really might not want to play you guys unless you had a contract already with them already?
Yeah, it was a lot harder than when I first got the job. I know that. Everybody wanted to play us that year. But I mean, it was hard, it was hard. And it's hard because, a lot of schools aren't paying the money they used to guarantee wise with COVID money and all that. And so, I mean, it was tougher for everybody, but I think having, some veteran guys back, 3 or 4 guys, it did make scheduling a lot more challenging. But, that's kind of the life of a mid-major too. There's teams that are in our league, the Weber States, like people don't want to play them every year either. And so, you got to find a way and you got to play somebody at the end of the day.
You got there right, man. Yeah, man. I see. I see some contracts I be seeing them. I saw them say, man, this is bad money they trying to pay y'all. I've been
Yeah.
like I've said in some offices or some high major coaches. I'm like, man, y'all, I be ashamed of y'all. See what y'all doing. These y'all know how they make their money. Well, we can't pay them.
Exactly. Some of these teams are going to the Elite Eight, final, Sweet 16, Final Four, and it's like, I know you have money because the NCAA pays you guys for going so far. But, hey, they're being greedy. They need to help us out. They need to help us out a little bit.
You got there right, brother. So tell me this, man, how was having your guys there for a true summer school this year, where you can actually bond and build that camaraderie? Because I know when I played ball spring, for me, being around my guys inspired me. When I was in Atlanta working out on my own, I wasn't as inspired. I wasn't as competitive. But when I'm around my guys, I want to beat you on a set. I want to beat you on a route. I don't want you to beat me in nothing. So how is having your guys on the better compete this summer and be around each other up there and focus on a basketball game and be around their guys?
It was great because not only are they getting acclimated to Bossman, and being here on campus and in the facility, we try to take advantage of the weight room mostly in the summer. We try to get their bodies right, get them stronger, especially with 8 new guys. We have, a couple new transfers in, and then we have, 5 freshmen, that came in. And so, we got, we had to develop their bodies and then also show them how hard they needed to practice. And so, but it's great because they cultivate great relationships in the summer. And, we're really the only people in town other than football team. And so, there's nothing to do but hang out and get closer. And so it was great. And, I think we got some pretty good work done. And I think the young guys figured out, everybody wants to play at the Division I level, but then they figure out what goes into that. And then they're like, "Whoa, I didn't know it was this tough." And, but they'll be better for it.
What's good about your roster, Spring, is this, brother, you got balance. You got veteran guys and 5 guys in that pipeline that gives you to learn from your veterans so next year they can step in there and play the right way. Because I feel like being old is great, but I also want to have some guys in the pipeline where the guys can learn from the older guys when it's their turn to play.
Yeah, no, and it's hard with the transfer portal nowadays, because everybody wants to kind of get old and stay old. But I really think a school like this, where once we get them on campus, they love it, and they know they're getting a great degree. The culture is good here, so that they want to stay. We're hoping. And but I really think that's how you develop a program, where you can be good every year. And that's what we're striving to do. It's very hard to do, but I don't want to be one of those teams that's just good once every 4 years. And so, we try to develop guys, in their freshman, sophomore, junior year to where when somebody leaves, there's not much drop off. And hopefully when, our seniors this year, Xavier Bishop, Ahmed Adamu, and Abdul Muhammad graduate, we have those young guys, like you mentioned in the pipeline, that are just ready to step in. And then we can bring in other young guys. And, once you have guys for 3 or 4 years, you have a different type of development, I believe.
Most definitely, because I feel like, for me, I remember when I played spring, for me, that first year, I was just like, I'm good, man. But I look at I got to learn to talk listen real fast. Nah, you ain't at Mays High School no more, bro.
Exactly.
So I tell guys my story because I was that big-headed 18-year-old too at one time.
Yep. So, they all are. Everybody was the best player on their team, and it's like now there's 15 of you, so I can't have 15 best players.
Yeah, everybody can get running routes and catch balls the same way too. You know how to read defense? Can you read defense, bro? Can you block somebody to run game? So yeah, so like I had to learn real fast, 18-year-old kid, man. So I tell guys when I talk to these young men, when I talk to 18s, like, look, you gotta come in and really get your body, your nutrition, your sleep, because you can't be a Burger King and McDonald's champion and be good on the court or the field there every Saturday.
No question. And that's the hardest thing for a lot of those, like you said, the young kids. A lot of them, they're not used to even eating breakfast. They just wake up, go to school, they just lift, and they don't even have to stretch after a workout, but then all that changes when you're playing against a kid that's been in the program for 4 years and they're kicking your butt every day. You got to do everything you can nutritionally, sleep-wise, getting treatment, prehab, rehab, all that. And so, it's good, but every freshman, they have to go through it. A lot of times you can't get over that hump until you get smacked in the face. And then you're like, okay, now I realize what everybody's been telling me.
Yeah, because everybody plays hard at this level.
Yeah.
You can't just go out and half do it. I know it will see some games. I know when I played, bro, I could just, show up with my talent. And catch balls and go to touchdowns. But nah, you have to
Exactly.
be disciplined and be every play have to really be out there. So I'm glad that you have a lot of them young guys can see your veterans because when I was in school, my vets were kind of like y'all trying to take our jobs. So they were trying to help us. But see, they gotta get vets that are secure their position that can help the young guys and help them grow. They all become one. Because I know how I was. It wasn't the same. It was kind of like us against the older guys.
No question. No question. And it's like that some days. And sometimes I'll do that on purpose, put the practice plan together where, hey, it's young guys against veteran guys, and kind of see how they compete.
No doubt, man. And competing is the best part about it, brother. So tell me about how practice has been going so far for you guys, man. How competitive has it been as you get ready for November the 5th coming up here really soon, man? That date's coming, the 9th. All them dates coming so fast, bro. So how's it been for getting out there competing every day with your guys, man?
Yeah, it's been great, and it's, everybody used to get excited for the first day of practice, when it used to be October 15th, way back, I guess, when we played. But it's now, when you're working out all summer and you're kind of going in September, that first day of practice is basically just another day of practice. And so you have to be really careful not overdoing it, and kind of wearing the guys out, trying to do different things to keep it fresh. But the main thing, like you just mentioned, you have to compete every day. I don't care what kind of practice we're doing, whether it's a half hour or 3 hours, you're going to play hard. And if you don't, you're not going to be there very long because you're going to get thrown out. But the practices, they've been going good. We've been a little banged up, here and there. A lot of our older guys, kind of the veterans, they've been kind of dinged up and missed, 1 or 2 days here and there. But that's kind of everybody this time of year. It's that grind, that training camp mentality right now up until November.
No doubt, man. Cause I know, like, you know how it is, man. You get tasking and you're seeing the same guys every day, man. You want to see a different jersey at one point, man. So I know they look for them, those scrimmages you all gonna have, but you're gonna have coming up real soon. Scrimmages, man. I know that guys look forward to that because I know how it is, man. The same guys every day gets born out there. Wow, I gotta see somebody else. I want to kill somebody else today.
And a couple of my seniors, they're in their 6th year of college, and another one's in his 5th year, and so they've been through this time of year a lot, and so they're just they're kind of buying their time right now until November.
No doubt, man. Let me ask you this, brother. Now, for you guys in Montana State, that portal can be good for you, man. I think it can be good for you because you're a fun guy to play for. You have a good personality. Guys want to play for you. So this upcoming years, as your seniors go away and graduate, y'all use a little bit more this next year to kind of get guys filling the gap between here and there, or kind of still do what you want to do with kind of get the young guys in a little, replace those guys. How you use that portal for your guys in Montana State, brother?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to use it, because there's obviously some really talented teams in our league, and then there's some teams that they strictly go by the portal every year, so they're going to be old every year, and they're getting some really good players, and so you got to keep up. You got to keep up, and a lot of it, you play through the year and you kind of see, what some guys may have and what they don't have, and you got to adjust, with your recruiting, and so we'll definitely, we'll attack the portal every year. And try to get 1 or 2 guys. We only got 1 last year. We got a kid, Raekwon Battle, a transfer from the University of Washington, who's a super talented player. And so, there's some good and some bad with the portal. But you got to make sure you're doing your due diligence on, the background of the kid and making sure they're a fit for your program.
Now, how was your summer?
Because every kid that goes in the portal, they're trying to be the guy at the next spot they go to. They're not transferring. Right. Go be a role player. And so, you have to be very truthful and upfront, which I think we are with all of our recruits. And we may even lose some recruits because I don't care. I'll tell them the truth, how I see them fitting in with us. And so.
No doubt. And Spring, for me, man, I think this deal was this thought to myself, bro. If I had the portal when I played ball, would I be at Tennessee State still? I have no idea. Besides, it's been close to Atlanta. I don't know if I would have stayed there, had I had the portal back in 05, 6, 7, 8,
Well, it's dangerous because if you have a good freshman or sophomore year, you're going to get hit up by a lot of schools, not even tampering wise, but, your AAU coach or your high school coach, like they're going to call those guys and be able to get in through the back roads. And so, and every 18, 19-year-old kid, they're enticed with playing at the highest level. And so, it's one of those, you're going to get some good players and you're going to lose some good players too.
I'm thinking if Georgia State had football, because they had football at the right level, I could have done it at Georgia State in my hometown. Because I can't, even though with the scholarship, I can't afford Clark, Atlanta, and Morehouse prices.
Exactly. No doubt. No doubt.
You know, I could afford it. And even in college, I was still being some debt. You know, so I'm like, nah, I'm good on that
Hey, but
because
you were hanging out at those schools in the summer though. I know that.
100%. Hey, I
Can't blame
grew up
you. Can't
2 miles
blame
from
you.
those schools.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man. So yeah. So have to tell me this, man. How was your summer, man? Did you enjoy yourself with some downtime, taking your trips this summer? How was it for you, brother?
Not really. I went to LA in August, for a couple days and had a great time. Actually, I don't know if you know David and Dana Pump. They're pretty big in the college basketball world. So I went down and they have a celebrity fundraising dinner for cancer. So I went down for that and hung out with those guys for a couple days and golfed and saw a lot of my friends. Deidre Taylor at Cal State Fullerton, and his assistant Anthony Santos. So I went and hung out with those guys and kind of got my LA fix for about a week and then got back.
Well, I saw you had John up there with you on Facebook. I had John up there with you.
Yeah, Coach
How,
Smith came up.
how you going to see John up there with you, man?
Man, it was awesome. Him and his wife came up and they came up on the football charter with Cal Poly. And but they were only here for about 26 hours, but they came to, they saw one of our workouts and it was good. We went and grabbed something to eat after, and then we hung out at the football game. And him being a Southern California native, of course, he didn't have a coat. And it got a little chilly on that Saturday. So he was all bundled up with a beanie and his hoodie on and everything. So we had to get him up in the press box and take care of him.
Hey, Spring. Hey, I'm like Johnny, man. I don't have a coat either, brother. All I have is hoodies, Atlanta Hawks hoodies. And I load up and kind of do it down. I have hoodies on underneath all my clothes, man. I need to
Hey,
get
I
me a
got you
coat,
covered.
too.
When you come up, I got a nice blue Montana State one for you.
I will wear it proudly, brother. I will wear that proudly. I'll represent the
There you
Bobcats for
go.
sure, man. I got you, brother.
You got it.
Man, Spring, it's fun to catch it with you, brother. I know we do this every year, man. I'm be looking out for you. You know, you're my guy, man. I'm gonna be cheering for you as always, brother. So, anytime I come to the show, brother, I'm here for you and your program, man. I got your back, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Anytime you need me on, you let me know. Always
I,
well. Thank you.
I sure will, buddy. Be good, man.
All right, brother.
No doubt.
Later.